Glad to have you back. We'd like to warn that this next story contains scenes with flash photography. A memorial service was held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja in honor of the former Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan. The solemn service, which saw dignitaries pouring a communion on the departed icon, was organized by United Nations System in Nigeria in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the High Commission of Ghana in Abuja.
Kofi Annan, the 7th Secretary General of the United Nations and the first Black Secretary General of the international organization, was also awarded a Nobel Prize for Peace as recognition for his many efforts in advocating peace around the world. Kofi Annan died on the 18th of August 2018 at the age of 80 in Switzerland after a brief illness.
May his soul.
Tributes from around the world have been pouring in since his death. This continued at his memorial service.
The late Kofi Annan was a very, very distinguished diplomat whose footprints will remain indelible, not only in the annals of the United Nations, but also in the sands of time. And he left no stone unturned in the global collective efforts to achieve sustainable peace and development.
Kofi Annan and the UN.
The Ghana High Commissioner in his tribute gave a brief background on the early life of Kofi Annan and his contributions at the United Nations, while others also spoke glowingly of his works.
In Ghana, the name Kofi is given to a male child born on Friday, while Ata signifies a twin born.
Just the mortal remains of a man whose time on earth touched our hearts to care for one another, to love rather than to hate, to show fairness in the dispensation of justice, to respect our inalienable rights as human beings, to make peace rather than war, and to protect and preserve our common planet and our common humanity. Such a man never dies, because his ideals for which he lived are eternal.
That we share Kofi Annan with the Ghanaian people. He was really doing a lot on gender equality and, as we have heard today, about peacekeeping. I think you must be very proud to have such a fantastic man from Africa.
Programs initiated by Kofi Annan at the United Nations have largely centered around education, gender equality, peace and security. His most successful initiative till date is the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs, and the establishment of the Global Funds targeted at the HIV/AIDS pandemic.
As we say farewell to this remarkable man, we must do so with a recognition of his considerable talent in successfully navigating the competing interests of the superpowers and yet successfully building a universal consensus around a rejuvenated United Nations.
It is very certain his legacies will live on and his works to humanity will never be forgotten.